My girlfriend asked that we open the relationship, and I just pointed her to the door. I firmly believe that in a monogamous relationship, when someone asks to open it, well, is because that person saw something else out there and is ready to try it instead of working in the relationship, blindsiding their partner. So I have been with Fran, 36, over the last 2.5 years, almost 2 as a couple. I thought things were moving smoothly and was about to ask her to move in, at the beginning of April, but lately, she was acting somewhat distant. So I decided to wait a little and watch. I was cheated on in the past, so I'm a little cautious with some signs. Out of nowhere, this last Friday, she asked me to open the relationship, and she gave me her big speech. When she ended her presentation, I asked her if she had someone in mind because it's not like what we decided today and going out with other people tomorrow. I tricked her into telling me what I already knew, and yes, she had someone in mind, which means that either she already did it or she had all set up. So I got up and walked around the apartment while she was trying to sell that this could be good for us and our relationship. By the time she ended talking, I handed her one of my sports with all her stuff. I told her to leave the spare key on the table on her way out, that we were done, and she knew why. Then I went to the couch and turned on the TV, just trying to look indifferent and save face. She was speechless for a while, about to cry, but before she couldn't say something, I told her that I didn't want to talk about anything and she should leave. As soon as she left, I felt like crap, so unworthy, I cried a little, and I'm still mourning. My phone has gone almost nuclear with all the calls and texts I received from friends of both sides about my extreme reaction to her simple request. I don't know what she told them. So now I'm sitting wondering if I went overboard and simultaneously fought the urge to run back to her because deep inside, even knowing my feelings for her are still there, the trust is gone. I'm not going to spend all my time watching her movements. It is not healthy, maybe in time, I don't know. Before anyone pointed out, yes, I know, my reaction is a pure reflection of me, not what she did or was about to do or could do. So, did I go overboard? Update, some people pointed out that maybe I went overboard, and she wasn't aware of my position. I replied to some, but there were too many comments to get back to all. So to clarify, maybe a year back, we had a couple of friends in a similar situation, and that was the central theme of conversation in our group of friends for about a month. Whenever I say that, I am a big no, and if one person in a relationship needs to be with another, they should leave. About the friends trying to mend things up, well, they weren't aware of the situation yesterday after I posted here, and, with my ideas more defined, I went to see a group of them and told them my point. All of them agreed with me on a different level, some wanted to let it go, others tried to burn her at the stake. Of course, a few girls in the group pointed out that I could do things better. Also, there were a few questions about if we could consider giving her another chance. But for me the main issue is not feelings. I know that I love her, but the trust is gone, and I don't want to find myself wondering all the time what is she up to. After I left, my friends talked to other people who weren't there, and the waters were calm. If you are wondering what she is doing, I don't know. I got a few texts from her but have yet to read them, and I don't think I will do it soon. Finally, after listening to various friends and credit users, I talked to her to sort things out. Last Friday, we met at our regular place where we take coffee. At a distance, she looked great, so great that I just wanted to say F it and drag her back to my place. It took a lot of restraining not to do it. When I got close to her, I noticed her sadness, and she still has her eyes irritated from crying. We sat, and before she could say a word, I asked her to tell me the entire story and that please don't let anything out of it, that I needed it, and then I would ask her a few things and also required all the truth. The story is basic. Around 2 months before she asked for an open relationship, they met this exotic good-looking guy on her girls' dancing night out. During the first month, he was the new flavor that all the singles friends in the group were trying out, which led to the girls taking and sharing experiences. Eventually, this guy, having his way with all the girls around him, set his eyes on Fran and began to flirt with her, taking her to the dance floor and having fun. Well, here is when she should stop things because we agreed with a dancing night that she would stay away from any guy because we are pigs, and a guy rarely wants to dance. Because of the excitement, she went for it, enjoyed this guy's attention, and had a great time dancing. Looking at the timeline, this was when I noticed that Fran was distant. Moving forward a few weeks, her friends shared more intimate stories about this guy, which got into her mind. She found herself fantasizing about doing it with him. Also, he was trying to make a move on her too. But from what she told me, she didn't go for it because she was with me. Drinks and Dr. Enken friends are evil counselors, and once the idea of opening the relationship came out, they were over 2 weeks chatting about how to convince me that because, a long time ago, I had threesomes and also swung a little, I should be okay with the idea of open the relationship. But threesomes and swinging are things you do as a couple and out of pure excitement. At least for me, and it was a long time ago, early 20s, all this led to the day she asked to open the relationship. She told me that she and her friends never thought I would end the connection at that moment, that the worst scenario would be me getting angry and saying no. So there is no big deal in just asking. At this point, I interrupted her and told her she should know better. We had been together for over 2 years, and I always shared my thoughts about everything with her. She agrees. At this point, I explained to her that I didn't break up with her for the question. I did it because there was already a guy, so that was a major trust issue for me. If this concern came out naturally, we could have to work it out. In the worst scenario, we may have found an alternative, but the way things were, it was an alert for me. We went around the topic for a while, and then I began questioning her. I asked if she was intimate with him at some point, and she said she wasn't. If she developed some feelings for him, no, she didn't, and, lastly, if she has seen this guy again, that was also a no. Even if that is not much, that was a slight relief. But I explained that I couldn't return to her, I needed to close this for my health. Also, I told her that we share a lot of friends and I want to keep all of them because of this, and it wouldn't be fair to ask them to choose, so we can behave like adults and keep things friendly. If my friends take one side is because they want it, not because I asked them to. She said she was sorry and would undo everything if she could, but she knew it couldn't be done. She was about to cry, I was too. So it was an excellent moment to ask for the check and leave. I walked her to her car, opened the door for her, just an habit of mine, and she started to cry. I couldn't help and hug her, and we stood there for about 10 minutes, and when she calmed, she got into her car and drove. I was shocked, went home, grabbed my camping gear, drove to the Mount, and spent all the weekend there to clear my mind. Early this morning, I was driving back to the city. When my phone grabbed a signal, it got flooded with messages from friends and family, all worried because I had disappeared without telling anybody. I texted back to everyone, telling them I was okay, that I went camping and was driving to work. Also, I got a text from her, something along the lines that she feels that we are not over yet and that she thinks I need time to leave all this behind me, and she will wait in the hope of it. I haven't texted her back because I'm done, but experience has taught me never to say never. So, for now, I will take it easy, do what I like, and see where things take me.